lines are written in hieroglyphs. On the mic, I'm a pyro kid. I'm rapping straight from Cairo. Stiff. Ah!
Oh, bird!
Right in the heart. Why?
Stiff?
Stiff?
What?
Stiff. Like, oh. Can you go on Google and type in words that are derogatory that rhyme with glyphs? Check these rhymes out. I will diss a mindless kid from 96 in hieroglyphs. I'll find that my design's divine. I'm twice as big as Cairo is. Originally we had...
That's honestly it's like the best part in the whole battle.
Yeah, that's actually my favorite part of the entire battle.
Yeah.
Those two lines.
So originally we had hieroglyphs. Pyro kid.
And stiff.
Cairo stiff. Now we have...
Kairos.
I will diss, mindless kid, 96 hieroglyphs. Find that my design's divine. I'm twice as big as Cairo is. And even the ones in the middle that didn't rhyme, like exactly with hieroglyphs, they all have that I rhyme, that long I sound. So it it just.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate to be braggadocious, but come on.
That was, yeah.
So
yeah, it's worth bragging.
Yeah, so I mean, it was right there. Like that line wrote itself with that 96. Like, it just I can't believe how many, like, there's so many more rhymes with hieroglyphs as well, and also and don't forget the meaning behind that line. He's saying that, you know, Tut was sometimes described as divine. Quote from Wikipedia: in hieroglyphs, the name Tutankhamun was typically written as Amen Tut Ankh, because of a scribal custom that placed a divine name at the beginning of a phrase to show appropriate reverence. So Tut was legitimately divine by definition. So he's saying that his legacy, his reverence exceeds that of the size of the capital of Egypt, which is the largest city in the Middle East, Cairo. Stiff. It just hurts. Like, if I did not chisel that and I heard that in the final product. Anyway, let's oh, did we get disconnected? Yeah. Alright, wait. Someone must have dropped the call. Are we back?
We all crashed for anyone?
Alright, we're back. Alright.
What happened?
Minor setback, we're back.
Okay,
Alright,
we're back.
let's forget about it. Okay. So Yami comes in. Alright. So one of my just like simplest favorite lines in this whole thing is, of all your tall tales, there's one thing I trust. Your discovery proved that you're nothing but a bust. Anybody know why I said that?
Play on.
Yeah, because like the King Tut bust, it's also a play on being a bust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so basically, we know what he looks like because of the bust of his face. A bust is a statue of someone's face, like an, you know, basically like a sculpture that, like, it's a substitution for painting, and drawing, because that wasn't around at the time. So, of all your tall tales, he's saying that, like, all the stories about, you know, like, the gods, the influence of, you know, deities, and, you know, all these, you know, like, crazy things that the Greeks came up with, of all those tall tales, there's only one thing that I trust. Your discovery literally proved that all he remains, that the only factual information of his face that we have is a bust. And a bust is someone who fails. And a bust is also a statue.
Yeah.
So I kind of stole that from my song.
That's perfect.
I kind of stole that from my song Pass the Remote from the Summer Solstice mixtape. Like this, I used the same exact joke, but it was in a different context.
Oh, yeah.
But why not use that? Like, no one listened to my mixtape anyway, so, and it fit the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
a line that was originally in it but got changed in post-production was, it's Pharaoh versus Pharaoh. I didn't write that, but I thought it was kind of it kind of set off the rest of my line. So I pointed out one king of games and one royal offspring of an incestuous tomb raid. So basically, if you didn't know this, Tut was born of a man who was the king and his sister. They inbred to keep the legacy going on, both of royalty. So Yami earned his title as king of games, while Tut was born into it, and incestually at that. So Yami basically mocks the elongated burial and excavation of Tut's body by claiming that, he's saying that he's so old that, two mummified corpses, got together, they raided their tombs, they, they fornicated and had a mummy baby named King Tut. So it's the same thing with Elsa and Utsi at the end of it. It's like one of those situations that you make through the lyrics. I find those kind of things interesting.
Yeah.
So you claim that you reign, but now I've been summoned, and I'll leave you puzzled for millenniums coming. So if Yami does not believe in King Tut's true royalty, and since Yugi summoned Yami, basically Yami feels almost obligated to basically befuddle, confuse Tut on the roots of his elegancy, his royalty, for millenniums to come. And basically that line exists for the play on words of the Millennium Puzzle, which is the pyramid that Yugi wears around his neck that he uses to summon Yami. Call dropped again. We're good. We're getting back in. We're back. So
is everyone back?
Yeah, we're back. So the line that I wrote at the end was chiseled of the original. Here we have the original, which was, "This mummy is in need of some bandages. Get off of the throne. Your life points are low because you got Yugi owned."
Yeah.
So the way I look at that is, his life points should be out if he lost. They shouldn't just be low, they should be gone.
Yeah.
So the life points are low thing has to precede the Yu-Gi-Oh! Line before he gets Yu-Gi-Oh! So basically what I had to do there was I had to make two scenarios where something happens with his life points being low, and then something happens that makes him get Yu-Gi-Oh! So what I wrote is, your life points are low, grab a hold of your gold, cause your prophecy told that you just got Yu-Gi-Oh! So in Yu-Gi-Oh! One loses the battle when his life points reach 0. Yami warns King Tut to grab a hold of whatever he holds dear to him, and since all they really cared about is golds and riches and fortunes, he mocks ancient mythology by saying, like, your prophecy inscribed on the wall that you were going to get Yu-Gi-Oh! On this day. Like, basically, like, he's saying that it was written in stone. It was his destiny to get Yu-Gi-Oh! Yami was always going to win no matter what. King Tut couldn't stop it, and it's because of the kind of things that he believed in, like prophecies having, destinies and pre-written futures. So it's really a joke on that, and I'm happy that that made it into my demo, because it didn't make it into the original. I mean, not the original, the actual rap battle that was released last week. So any questions about the lyrics? Anything you didn't get that I missed?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, like,
yeah, they're pretty perfect. Like,
thank you. Yeah, I actually wrote out these descriptions, some of them which I just read to you, and I put them in the description of my SoundCloud demo of King Tut versus Yu-Gi-Oh!, which I will play.